Hello YouTube, this is Agent here, and today I'm bringing you my first Wargame European Escalation Commentary. Today we'll be showing you some of my gameplay on the multiplayer map Rivers of Blood in a 4v4 6,000 points game. The purpose of this video is to show the drawbacks of heavy reliance on artillery. I am in Pact and the NATO player will be demonstrating the drawbacks. As you can see, he has already started building large numbers of M109 artillery pieces and M10 6A1 mortar carriers. He'll be relying heavily on these throughout the game. This is a very bad mistake, and which he will learn to his cost hopefully throughout this game, and will not go on to make it in future games. I will be using the BRDM command units to secure the point Juliet. It was my main priority in this game, as it is a 5-point zone, and therefore if we can secure it without them securing Foxtrot, we shall gain a significant economic advantage. I tend to rely heavily on very high quality land forces to hold out in wide open terrain. This is where I prefer to be. The T-64BV is my preferred tank due to its large numbers that it can be built in, and its powerful ATGM and level 10 frontal armor. The game is now started, and we are now rapidly expanding across the map. His artillery guns are opening up, targeting the Bravo center zone. However, we have decided to vacate it, not even leaving a CV behind for him to take. Now both sides have expanded. I have already secured Juliet. It was a fairly risky maneuver, considering the fact that he could have rapid response helicopters attacking it immediately. But I have secured my forces with two 2GM Tunguska anti-aircraft units. These have both autocannons and medium range anti-aircraft missiles, and I have vetted them to make sure they are deadly accurate. He is now using his BO-105CB scout helicopters to spot my advancing units and target them with artillery to rout them and prevent any attack. A very effective strategy, but they must be constantly microed to ensure that they remain out of range of enemy anti-aircraft units. As you can see, my forces are advancing. His helicopters have picked them out. However, he is still focusing on this area, and my Tunguskas are moving dangerously close to his helicopters. As you can see, they have stopped and have opened fire, and within a matter of seconds they have reduced his helicopter to ash. He has now launched his offensive with mortar carriers and Rolands. However, my PTR Conquerors in the woods released their ATGMs and will therefore put an end to this. He has brought in some Apaches to help out, but my Tunguskas on this side will make short work of them. Although they do not kill the Apaches, they definitely scare them off, stalling this attack run. Over here, my ally has launched several helicopters. For some reason, he has left 2 command vehicles in Alpha completely undefended, and the M18TV Lisk transport helicopter and the Mi-24 Hind are going to make short work of these helicopters. These artillery units are undefended, and this is quite interesting to build. There's a very good piece of advice there: never leave any artillery or command vehicles undefended from any kind of form of attack, at least at the basic level. Say 1 infantry unit, 1 autocannon, AA unit, anything. Just make sure they are defended. As you can see, he has now lost control of Alpha, and he cannot resupply units to combat this attack. We have noticed that his heavy reliance on artillery, and as such, I am now sending my entire attacking force into it. He is now, luckily for him, he is moving some of his artillery units. It's closer to the front line for greater accuracy, so they will be saved the carnage that is to follow. The helicopters are now being kept at bay, and Flak Panzer Gepard A1 anti-aircraft artillery is moving up. This is going to stop my ally from attacking, but I'm coming to the rescue with my 4 T-64BVs. These are very dangerous and very powerful tanks, and against artillery that can't even shoot at them, this is going to be a walkover. As you can see, he has moved up he cannot pass through these lines of 80 km equipped infantry, and has moved up to secure Hotel. The T-64s are now pushing in, wrecking the artillery, and will be surely targeting the Black Panther Gepard, meaning that my allies' helicopters can easily advance and eliminate any other threat that my tanks might not be able to deal with. As you can see, he is now reacting to the helicopter threat. Because he has lost his Alpha, he must resupply from Gulf, meaning that by the time his troops get there, they are already outmatched by our reinforcements. Roland 2 Chaparrals and AA equipped infantry are not going to do much to C-64s. As you can see, we are capturing the supply depots and the forward operating bases, is neutralizing one of the few weaknesses of the T-64s, the fact that they run out of ammo very quickly. Now that they are being resupplied by the enemy's own resources, this is going to be a very hard force to knock out. As you can see, he is rushing in with Cobras, forgetting that the Tunguskas are in range, and quickly are shot down, only managing to stun one or two of my T-64s. As you can see, the line is now fairly even along all sides. He has got a fair defensive line here with Abrams, Rolands, Flak Panzers, mortars, and anti-tank equipped infantry. However, this is not the side you should be worried about. This definitely is, as my T-64s are now wrecking through his AA defences. The Chaparrals will fall very quickly, leaving the Hinds and transport helicopters very exposed. My ally has now brought a TOS-1 Buratino into striking range of the remaining artillery clusters. There's one volley of this is all it can fire without needing to resupply, but that's all it needs. A good volley from the Buratino will cripple anything in the game. The volley is now away. He is now reinforcing with supply helicopters equipped with soldiers from mass. Again, the Tunguskas prove their worth, swatting down the helicopters, and will be using their powerful autocannons to reduce the remaining infantry to ashes. The Chaparrals are now running out of missiles and are therefore completely useless without supplies, which will be hard to find. And now I am bringing a T-80 BV battle tank up to try and reinforce this defensive line here, just in case they attempt to break through, as my Conquerors are now running out of 80 kms, and supplies might be tricky due to the artillery, which can reduce supply trucks to twisted metal very quickly. The T-80 BV is now in range, and the Abrams is now going to have a serious fight on its hands. He's reinforcing it with other Abrams and Ito Jeeps. This will be very dangerous and will mean that any attack here will be doomed to failure. At present, I'm now currently holding my line here. I'm sending what I have to try and take out the Chaparral and the Soldiers from us to secure the Anna sector from Ally to bring in a CV. The T-64s were the focus of the artillery barrage before it was destroyed by the Buratino and are therefore not available to me at this time. He is now bringing in more Cobras, hoping that the Tunguskas will be out of missiles, or he'll be able to overwhelm them. However, due to his FOBs that he graciously left behind, these Cobras are not going to do anything. He is also preparing a dual-pronged attack across both bridges, comprising of a large number of Leopard 1A1 battle tanks and Abrams main battle tanks and Ito Keeps. As you can see, I'm moving recon to allow me to spot what's coming up. As you can see, my Tunguskas were moving away to be resupplied from this rear FOB that had more resources than these two. But upon seeing the Tunguskas, the Cobras approaching, the Tunguskas were moved back into firing range and will do their job. As you can see, I'm retreating all other units, allowing the Cobras to miss, and therefore will have to fly even closer, right into the Tunguska's ideal firing range, and would therefore die very quickly. Now I see the Leopards, battle tanks, are coming, and therefore getting my T-64s ready to fire. The T-64s are superior to the Leopard 1A1s in every way, and even outmatched 2 to 1. They are going to easily reduce these to grounds. The Leopards aren't going to even be able to hit. Although they did manage to kill one of my recon units that was closer to the front line. 8 Leopard 1A1s for 1 BDRM recon is a very poor trade-off.